As the 2025 presidential election approaches, with just few months to go, we're talking about June, July, August, and September. Many political parties have started groundwork to mobilize supporters and to get fundings and to get those who share their ideology to come up and support them. However, it is no longer news that a lot of promises are being made from the ruling party to the opposition parties to the independent candidate, despite the fact that the campaigns have not been officially launched. It is a time for groundwork where the different political stakeholders, actors, gearing up to officially table their candidacy before the elections Cameroon, are moving around trying to gain support from the grassroots and to offices and people that matter to enable them to actually have a strong grip when it comes to the October 7th presidential election. Promises are now being made, and the people of the Northwest and Southwest region, who seemingly for 8 years in the conflict that has consumed or has actually taken the lives of almost more than 5,000 people, counting the people of the Northwest and Southwest region, who are suffering from the ongoing crisis, which has definitely displaced more than almost 500,000 people, both internally and externally, are now at the center of the presidential election. They are considered by political stakeholders as a swing state because they have a good voting majority, which they can actually sway or decide which party carries the day. However, it is sad to see that promises are now being made for the people of the Northwest and Southwest region, as though we did not have an election in 2018 when the conflict was still at its peak. We had an election in 2018. Similar promises were made. The election came and passed. Most of the promises made, very little were actually realized, if at all some were realized. In the Northwest and Southwest region, the guns are still playing out in some key areas. That was still the same case in the north in 2018. In the Northwest and Southwest region, the road network was really deplorable. I'm talking about the road network from Buea to Douala. I'm talking about the road network from Bamenda to Wum. I'm talking about the road network that links to Munyenge, Ekata, Bafia, Owe. I'm talking about the road network that link also to Kwakwa, Nakebole, Ekumbe, right up to the Mbonge. I'm talking about the road network that links from Bamenda to Nchupichem. The road network that links from Bamenda actually to Njikwa, Emwa, Atong, Oshen, Jikwa, Akaninku, just to name but these. This road network promises were made in 2018, and the elections came and passed. Those roads were never realized. Very little effort were done in some areas to realize some roads. In fact, it is also, there's no gainsaying that some political stakeholders never visited the Northwest and Southwest region since 2018 till date, and we are told that if they are elected, they will visit the Northwest and Southwest region. For more than 8 years, the people of the Northwest and Southwest region have not had this visit of some key stakeholders, yet we are being promised that after election, if we vote for them, they will come to the Northwest and Southwest region. The question we are asking is, what is happening now that we cannot see these political stakeholders go to the Northwest and Southwest region? Must they wait only after election before they come to the Northwest and Southwest region? And of course, for far too long, the people of the Northwest and Southwest have been crying for electricity. In some communities in the Southwest region, Bomaka, My 16, Monya, just to name, but this is a good area, don't have electricity for quite some time, for a long time. And also the road network. We were told by the National General of the Police Boss of National Security, when he went to the Southwest region, that the road network linking Douala and Southwest region is deplorable. more than 6 months after Lope de la Police, as it is called, as he is called, left the northwest and southwest region, very, very little effort was done to arrange that road. If at all something was done, the road is still there. Those who use the road still experience it, and thank God the head of government, the Prime Minister of our beloved nation, Chief Dr. Joseph Jongote, is in the southwest region. He himself acknowledged that the road network in Buea between Bamenda Ahmed, Douala and Buea is deplorable, and not to mention the one of Wum Road, not to mention the one of Jakiri, not to mention the one of Jikwa. The road network is terrible. The question we should be asking is, must we wait until when it is an election year and come and make these promises that we know deep in us that may not be realized? Why can't we put our nation first and ensure that the peace-loving people of Cameroon have the best of roads, have the best of healthcare, have the best of education, have the best of security, have the best of infrastructure? These our leaders, don't they travel? When they travel, what do they see? And when they come back home, what did they see? This is House of Commons with me, Tah Mai Javis. You're welcome back from that transition. If you are just watching us, this is House of Commons with me, Tah Mai Javis. I want to wish you a very happy Sunday. All those of you just coming in, I want to take this opportunity to wish you Bijet Maka a happy birthday celebration. May the good God continue to guide and protect you many, many more years to you, Bijet. As you celebrate your birthday, may you continue to witness prosperity. And of course, to you, Queen JJ, happy birthday to you. God should continue to guide and protect you, save you from all affliction, and also give you wisdom that you may be able to do that which is right, which is commanded, and give you wisdom. I want to wish you a very happy birthday. All those of you celebrating your birthday this June, happy birthday and many more years to you. In the studio, we are joined by a cream of panelists who are here with us. Padi Asanga, he is a militant of the Social Democratic Front, and those who are considered as the grassroots mobilizer within the party, who are contributing effectively to make sure that the equal opportunity to everybody and power to the people is given to the people, that the people are the ones who will determine the future and decide what needs to be done in their nation. He has always advocated for the fact that if you love Cameroon, you should participate massively in politics and make your political opinion known, and instead of destroying the nation with rhetoric that will not bring us together. He is also someone that believes in the firm rule of law, and that the law should be in a way that protect its citizens, not the gullible few. Padi Asanga, happy Sunday and thanks for joining us.
Javis, thanks once more for inviting me to the August platform. I want to say good morning to all my fellow panelists. You know, it is a privilege that you give some of us to come and air our views, and not everybody has that opportunity. Not everybody can nurture the courage to build up a media house that is unbiased, as you people have chosen to make that your editorial line. Notwithstanding, I want to say hello to my able brother Sylvanus Mutaga, Brandon, and Dixon, who is just on my right. Now, I also want to say happy birthday to myself as a militant of the Social Democratic Front. I am 35 years old, and we are proud. We have kept the firm burning for 35 years so that Cameroonians can sit on panel like this and talk. Despite all odds, we have been to the field, and I want to say congratulations to everybody who was at the Liberty Square, and to everybody who went to Babatu to pay homage to the four martyrs. And I will still repeat it on your platform: Barrister Sama, the chairman John Fundi, Dr. Zefo, and Professor Siga Asanga.
Okay. Those
are the people that have permitted some people to be parading themselves all over the place and say they want to play politics. They stood their grounds, and the battle has just started. I am glad that Africans have massively rejected France, even though Cameroon politics is infiltrated with French puppets and spies who want to take us where we don't want to go anymore.
We'll be coming back.
Thank you for having me.
He's also in the studio, the special advisor to Professor Maurice Kamto, who is here with us. He's also an apostle. He's Seb Mutaga. Happy Sunday and thanks for joining us.
Happy Sunday, Mr. Tah Mai Javis, and happy Sunday to all the millions of televiewers of this prestigious and pertinent program, House of Commons. Permit me use this opportunity to greet the millions of sympathizers and militants of the CRM that were scotched to their social media platform yesterday, and others to the TV channels to watch the mega meeting that was organized in France by His Excellency Professor Maurice Kamto. Permit me equally use this opportunity to greet the people of Kruku village in Batibo subdivision. Let me use the opportunity to greet my bosom friend, Professor Ashu Grigori, who is watching this program right back there in Eyumojok. Mr. Tah Mai Javis, it is regrettable that in Cameroon we have some intellectuals and so-called politicians whom we have in the nation's political capital, some in Yaoundé and others around the nooks and crannies of our nation, whom we are looking up to them. But of recent, some of them have decided to sacrifice their moral integrity, their academic integrity on the altar of political opportunism. So when time will be given, as you've rightly invited us here today, I will have to expatiate on this assertion.
Okay. In the studio, we are also joined by Brandon, who is also a member of the civil society. Brandon, who is someone that look at the political landscape and give political opinion in terms of, in a way that political parties and those actively involved in election should know what to do and how to do, when to do, and what not to do. He is here in the studio with us. Happy Sunday, Brandon, and thanks for joining us.
Happy Sunday, Javis. I want to say happy Sunday to millions of Cameroonians who are taking out their time every Sunday to watch House of Commons. I want to say happy Sunday to my co-panelist, to S.A. Semutaga. I want to say happy Sunday to my father, Pade Asanga, and to my good bosom friend, Engineer Dixon, who is joining us here. I want to say happy Sunday to the people of Ikumbelongo village from where I'm coming from. Happy Sunday to Major Ekwe Davis Nasiri in Kumba. Happy Sunday to you, Chief Namongo Nambiri, the 10th of Ikumbelongo village. I want to say happy Sunday to you, Maxeline Mulongo, who is watching me from Nimbe. Happy Sunday to all my family members, those who are giving me the moral and the educational support to air out our views and their views on a great panel like this. I want to also say that it is an opportunity which is very rare for a man of my age and of my stature to maybe share my thoughts on a very grand platform like this. And I want to congratulate you and I want to appreciate you for giving me the opportunity. And I want to use this opportunity to give special thanks to my father who has groomed me and be with me throughout this my journey of opinion intervention in public. And I also want to say God give him the grace and opportunity to groom others. As we want to talk about what is happening in our country, I will call upon Cameroonians to attend, to listen attentively, and maybe grab one or two that is going to help us in nation building. Thank you for having me.
In the studio, we are joined by Engineer Dixon. He is someone that is within the higher education family, has mentored thousands of students at the level of the undergraduate and postgraduate studies. He is also here with us, teaches across some universities in Cameroon. He is someone that also have a political opinion and believe that we must do things that will enable Cameroon to achieve its vision and specialize on the strength of that which make us unique and not just be jack of all and master of none. Engineer, happy Sunday. Thanks for joining us.
Happy Sunday, Javis, and thank you very much for having me on this huge platform, my Media Prime. Happy Sunday to my fellow co-panelists. Happy Sunday to our dear televiewers who are watching us from home. I believe you all are from church, and there's no right place to cling on than my Media Prime, where we witness vibrant young Cameroonians trying to contribute to nation building in their opinion. That's why we are here. If we never love Cameroon, we never love this country. I don't think some of us will be courageous enough to come and take up this platform to share our opinion and also educate the population on certain issues which we believe, if ameliorated, will guide leadership in this country and give us a better Cameroon. Thank you.
Thank you very much. These are the gentlemen with whom we are going to have a discussion here with us. I begin by taking you to Buea, where the Prime Minister, Chief Dr. Joseph Jongute, was in Buea for to discuss and to look at the reconstruction and evaluation of the reconstruction which is ongoing within the Northwest and Southwest region, the Presidential Reconstruction Plan. And he actually identified or acknowledged the issue of the road network. That's why during the editorial I asked the question, how long will it take for that to be done? When 6 months ago we had the Delegate General of National Security who talked about the road was an issue, and now we are having the Prime Minister. Will it take the Pope to come before the road is actually done? As in done, let us go to the Southwest region.
Of the Cameroon Prime Minister and Head of Government, Chief Dr. Joseph Jongute in Buea, Saturday, May 31st, 2025. The Prime Minister is out and on him the colors of his political party, the Cameroon's People Democratic Movement, the CPDM. He is going out to participate in the CPDM Southwest Elite Meeting, convened by the head of the Southwest Permanent Regional Delegation of the Central Committee, Prime Minister Emeritus Peter Mafane Musonge. The Southwest region is healing from her wounds of the Anglophone crisis, and the Southwest Party boss will salute Southwest Governor Bernard Okalia Bilai and his collaborators for the peace the region now enjoys.
Bernard Okalia Bilai, Chief Executive Officer of this region, we see this opportunity to heartily thank you and his collaborators for all that they have been doing for peace and normalcy to return to our beloved region.
A peaceful atmosphere means that the ground is now more than level for a fair competition of any sort, and this full house sees only one competition this year, and that is even why they are here, the presidential election. The stakes are high. That is not a secret. For other political parties also want their candidate to win and occupy the nation's #1 office, the presidency. Every vote therefore counts. But why should a Southwest man give the CPDM his vote, where the roads are a living hell?
Anybody living well and where sees how soft the roads.
What then is happening?
We have been working for the past 1.5 years. We're working first with an Italian concern. The project was practically mature. When we realized that the Italian concern did not have the money to finance the project, and that is why we stopped. But we have, as I speak, there is a new concern. There are about 20 of them who have arrived, and they are in their own way, because we are transforming the project into PPP projects, private public partnership. And the people who we are contacted to get them, because we are going to ask for, in fact, we are not going to ask anyone to give permission that they did not go through competition. They have money, and they said they are prepared to put engines on the ground before us. So what is going on now is that we have brought there's a consultant that was employed. He's looked at the entire project, and he says they have realized that it can be done. The project has now been sent to CARPA. CARPA is an international institution that examines PPP projects. And I am holding a meeting with CARPA next. Now, if CARPA is brilliant, the price structure is agreed upon, the people will notify, the contract will be signed, the green contract will be signed, and they will start. And they have told me, and they are on the right. They say they are prepared to put machines on the ground. Now, the road is going to start from 8. Lini, Mutege, Wayne, then Mutege, they can go in the late trial. is that the PPP beneficiary, he collects all the taxes and other things, the toll gates, all the publicity on the road. If he has a place where people stop and buy things, he controls everything, and he's giving purely maybe 30 years to recover his money. But the good thing about it is that if there is a pothole, during that period, he is bound to deal with that pothole. So the PPP arrangement has an advantage that the road will always go for the next 30 years.
The general fear in the Southwest region is that the CPTM government is planning to transfer Sonara from Limbe to Kribi. Is that true?
It's not true, because technically it is not possible to do.
It is high time for the right questions to be asked to the right people for the right answers. For if the region's birthright is taken away, none needs to come around again.
I've heard people say that, or they're going to create a refinery in PPP, that it's not true. Technically, it's not possible. 80% of the fuel that we refine in solar.
Of course, that was the Prime Minister report compiled by Derek Jatto, and the Prime Minister actually trying to explain the situation of the road network, and of, like Derek Jatto said, why should the people of the Southwest actually give their vote if the road network is desperately terrible? And we are talking about the issue of the Limbe Deep Sea Port, which we have been told for a long time that it will be done. We are talking about the Tiko Airport, which is also a very difficult situation because people have to leave right to Manfe to come to Douala if they have to go abroad. You know the distance that people have to travel. But if there's an airport in Tiko, it will limit, or why not the Bisongabang Airport itself, which also was the international airport, looking at also the aspect of Sonara and a good number of projects marked within the Southwest and the Northwest region. I begin with you, Padi Asanga, your reaction as far as the road network is concerned, and the head of government himself acknowledged that the road is bad.
I've not come here to do politics for politicians. Chief Dr. John Gute is one of those people within the system who speaks it as it is. And it is rather unfortunate that he belongs to that clan who are responsible for the decadence of all the infrastructures in this country. You want to understand that before late chairman died, he took out that control post where they were collecting money from people at Matazan. The question should not be, any normal Cameroonian should not even think of voting the CPDM, but you still have diehooks who have their interests there and will always vote the CPDM. Now, what do we do? And what is the plan that we have for this country?
As a party of Social Democratic Force?
Yes, I would rather go and say that nobody, they should jump pack that road where they are collecting money from people and saying that they are collecting money for Toge. What are they doing with all this money that they have been collecting? Where is it going to? That's where the question is. Why are those people there collecting money from people? Tell me.
Rehabilitation.
So, the population should take their destiny into their hands and say, now the other person went there and sang the same song. John Gute is singing the same song. Why are they paying for the toll gate? Where are the monies going to? That is the question. This is campaign talk. When you see them now coming on air and criticizing themselves, it's a box of crabs. You see, because the Jacobini system is crumbling. It is very eminent that there is no way with an inactive president like Misabia that they can rescue this country. That is why we are saying that we must transit from this hyper-centralized system of government that is focused on one person. L'État c'est moi, comme le chef d'État a dit. If the chef d'État is sleeping, those roads are there. And we know in what state he is. That is the law of nature. So the denizens of this country, wherever they are, take your destiny into your own hands and don't pay a penny Many.
Is that not? Are you not like many people may misinterpret this like calling for a protest?
But what is wrong in protesting?
No, when I say protest, like an anarchy, like just.
It is not an anarchy.
Why don't they?
No,
take their destiny?
they should not pay it. They should take away that toll gate.
Why don't they take their destiny and cast their ballot to SDF?
They will still cast their ballot. That doesn't mean that they will not. You are paying for what? You are paying for accidental roads.
Maybe
roads that people are dying on.
Rehabilitation.
So what have they been waiting for? What have they been waiting for since they took out that toll gate in Matazon? That was a clear sign. And they come today because it's an electoral period. They start telling you, well, I went to Bamenda, the roads are not so good. This one will come and say, oh, this one will come and say, oh, and then next year, just because they want votes. That's not how it works. We are grassroots politicians. I don't see any normal person should not pay for that toll gate. Let them do what they want to do. I've said it. If you say it is your right to protest. You pay for services, and those services must be rendered. But they are not giving us any services. So what are we paying for?
So what is SDF vision now in terms of roads?
The vision of the SDF is that certain roads in this country must not be the prerogative of the minister of how do you call it?
Public Works.
Public Works. No. In the federal system, there are roads that are national roads and there are communal roads that the two communities will sit and take their own interest. You get the people from the Mongo and the people in Fako, they sit and decide that, okay, this is the situation, what are you bringing on the table and what are we bringing to rehabilitate that road? But in the current dispensation of things where we are today, they will tell you that Yaoundé, we are waiting for funds. We had promised that we are going to tie you road, and when they tie the road with some kind of patchwork system, they'll come and tell you that Paul Biya has given you. What does Paul Biya working? That he gives people things. Is Paul Biya a businessman? If an administrator that becomes a president, they say, le chef d'État vous a donné. What is the source of income? He is just managing the taxpayers' money. And if your money is mismanaged, then you do the right thing. No taxation without representation. Why are you paying for services that are not rendered? Why? So you can't ask me such questions. It's not like calling for people to protest. When chairman took that thing out, what happened? What happened?
Chairman, huh?
So anybody can be chairman. Nobody was born on his face chairman.
Now, when we look at, you talked about the issue of the SDF taking the federal stand as far as the road network also is concerned, to enable communities to take up to actually invest in their road system and their road network. Now, when we look at the same thing is happening in Bamenda, the same thing happening in the north, where the roads are also terrible. Like Minister Poatanganji went to the north, he also decried roads. But if ministers are decrying road, Mr. Padia Sanga, what is the common man going to say then?
Listen, when are they decrying this road? You should, before you understand the dynamics, what is playing, you should look at the timing. They are decrying at a particular time. Now, when we're traveling from Bamenda, from Bafoussam, Buda, right up to Bamenda to commemorate our fallen heroes, we saw that the road from Bavaju up till station had been tarred. And when you get to Bamenda, it is a mess. Whose prerogative is that? It should be the community. But we are in a system where those roads will degrade and they will come and ask for your vote because they want to, they and promise you to repair roads, which is not something that is atypical of a federal system. It is, they will put you in a very dire situation so that in your desperation you give them your vote, and that's why we have come on platform like this to decry. Thank you.
Semutaga, from the north, the Minister of Territorial Administration, Paul Atangani, drove himself for 7 hours and actually cried about the road. In the southwest region, Martin Barangangere, the police boss, Delegate General National Security, almost 6 months ago, went to the police college in Mutengene, complain about the roads. Now the Prime Minister, head of government. Now, if these people are complaining, what should the common man do?
Mr. Tah Mai Javis, I've seen several cases where people go and set traps, maybe behind their compound, because they wanted to catch a game, and then unfortunately the trap caught one of their children or any of their domestic animals. We are in 2025, and we know for certain that the politicians of the regime in place, they play politics in a metaphysical way. When I say metaphysical way, it means they mystify things for people to think that they are not ordinary and that even they themselves are surprised of those things. We are not expecting that some demons will come from hell or some angels will come from heaven to tar those roads. They are roads that ought to have been tarred by the Minister of Public Works, and who is a colleague to all these ministers and the CPDM surrogate. Why would these ministers and even top government officials who are answerable to the ruling party come up on the eve of presidential elections to demonstrate a certain degree of hypocrisy? They are all aware of the fact that the citizens are emancipated. They know that the time which they used to fall prey to their deceptive campaigns of propaganda is over. So they want to come now to sacrifice maybe the Minister of Public Works or sacrifice some individuals, elites, so as to maintain the system in place. If the Minister of Territorial Administration is crying fault with regards to public roads, he is telling us indirectly that the head of state is surprised, is angry about what is happening, and that Cameroonians should throw their blames on who? They should blame the Minister of Public Works. Is this a calculated ploy to save the system in place and sacrifice one person? This is not what the CPDM should be selling on the eve of 2025. The CRM that I am a militant and a senior official of the party has done a lot of homework, and the answers are there. Cameroonians have been educated, they have been sensitized, they have been brought into the arena of politics, because in the time past, Cameroonians used to be very indifferent to politics. Today they are so keen, observing, following exactly how the system in place has been working. And 7 years past, if you come to the nation's economic capital, Douala, crisscross the roads and the by roads of the economic capital, you will know that the problem of roads is not only in the suburb, it is also affecting the major cities of our nation. Some of these roads, if you go in for research, you will find out that contracts were awarded to some individuals to ensure that the roads are tarred. But simply because these individuals did not receive the due amount for the projects to be realized, they cannot accomplish the task. They cannot be dragged to any court, because even when the minister in charge of Supreme State audit these ministers, audit those who are in charge in realization of public projects in our nation, the report will be there, and the court will be slipping them. They don't have the competencies to drag these persons to justice and make them accountable. So, like I told you on the start of this program, I said some of those we are looking up to them, intellectuals, because Joseph John Gute is a doctor. If you look at the caliber of people like Mbangangele, is an intellectual. They have decided to sacrifice their intellectual and moral integrity on the altar of political opportunism. I repeat it. Instead of leaving a legacy for posterity, they are there playing hanky-panky.
But this is why they are decrying that the roads are bad.
They are not decrying. We have seen these roads in that very state since 2018. They stole a presidential mandate I know you argue with me.
Or where you say the stool, well, no. I don't want us to go to that
Yes.
level. No, I don't want the Constitutional Council, the highest body of the land.
Javis.
No, the Constitutional Council, the highest body of the land, ruled that this election was won by the CPDM. Let us go by that.
Mr. Tah Mai Javis, you will bear in mind with me that those roads have been there since 2008.
Yeah, for the roads, I agree. I'm talking about their election. Let's keep
I don't
aside
want
to
us to derail, because we might derail from the
Yes,
mistake.
yes. You are the one bringing the derailment.
If you want me to expatiate on
No,
that,
no. Let's
like I said, they stole a mandate.
No.
They have not been using it well.
No.
So-
We distanced ourselves from that. They did not. The Constitutional Council ruled that so party won the election. Continue your analysis about the road.
If you go to my own hometown in Batibo, the only road that is passing is the third road crossing right to Widikum. Of recent, I was in Manfe. When you look at what they call the Trans-African Highway, living through Meme down to Manfe and crossing right maybe to Enugu, from Bacho to Maimen, I'm sure, Maimen to Bacho, that stretch of road, it is about 39 kilometers. It has been completely abandoned there. And on paper, they tell you that the whole of that stretch of road from Kumba right up to Manfe has been tarred. Nobody is willing to hold those who are supposed to tar those roads accountable. The Chinese that were in charge of the tarring of that road, they have abandoned that stretch of road there. To reach Manfe from Kumba, it's hell. When you reach that 39 kilometer stretch of road, if I'm not mistaken, it's hell. Very soon you will see the elites of Manu run down there to tell them they have gone with the papas. You know the way they all say it. You know, to use the word papa is somebody that has sympathy and empathy for his people. It means he's there 24/24 taking care of their basic necessities. They run there to Manfe and tell them, Papa has sent you, Papa Paul has sent me to come reassure you that he has always had you in mind and all the like. Let us leave the roads even. Talk of the English-speaking side, which the Prime Minister, when he reached Kumba, Boya, he said, he has come back home, the son of the soil has come back home. I was on a sister channel. Very bitter I was that day. After independence from 1961 up to 2025, the political capital of Cameroon is in French Cameroon. The economic capital is in French Cameroon. All the international airports operational are in French Cameroon. The seaports are in French Cameroon. What do you expect of the English speaking who came into a union to think? Are they not marginalized?
Okay, we'll be coming back to you.
Coming back to you.
Engineer Dixon. Who should now be blamed for this? That the head of government, who has been there for a long time, for more than 5 years, has been receiving reports from his cabinet ministers, still come and complain about the roads, despite 6 months ago that the Delegate General of National Security has raised an alarm about the roads. Even in Yaoundé, the situation is helpless.
Mr. Javis, before I respond to that, permit me congratulate the people of Southwest for the grand reception they gave to Chief Joseph Diongute, who happened to be head of government. I think that the Southwest people again demonstrated a degree of maturity which is much anticipated, despite all the infrastructural limitations, political system limitations that we are decrying. But again, we are Cameroonians. Whether you are the helm of affairs or you are the common man, you are grassroots, we are all Cameroonians. So we receive ourselves first as Cameroonians, and then we start discussing what it is that plagues us and what we think needs to be addressed. talking about the decry of the Prime Minister, my opinion, it is a great weakness, it's an exposure of a dysfunctional system which is coming at a time where we have just some few months to decide who stays as president of this country or who does not stay as president of this country. I think that all of them coming out now, like Semutaga said, is a kind of ploy to victimize a group of persons or somebody, because I stand with him that this road Douala, Tiko, right up to Buea was bad since 2018. In short, before the last presidential election. I, for one, came to Douala 2018. I used that route. 2016, I visited Douala. My system was already bad in 2016. We used to have pool of water in my 16, and we immediately you cross the roundabout in Tiko, where the entrance going to Tiko town, and then the other one coming out to the Douala road. Those potholes that were there in 2018 are still there. Then immediately you leave Tiko before you meet the rubber. The potholes are still there. So I am surprised if he is trying to say 7 years now that he has not, 8 years that he has not been to Southwest.
And he has been to Southwest.
Yes, and also when Senator Mbelamoki cried, I applauded him. He was crying at the right quarters. He was crying in front of policymakers. They should not be playing this game, because the game to me is not timely. This is something they would have been doing a long time, not this year. For the Secretary General in charge of national security to come and do the same thing. They will have Minister Paul Atanganji went to the north doing the same thing. Then now we have our Prime Minister, head of government, doing the same thing. If you head of government, you are seeing decline road, and you are the head of government means you are in charge. So now, if we cannot even hold head of government responsible, who should we hold responsible? I don't really understand the thing that is going on. It's just like you come to my house, and then my children have problems. I also am complaining of the problem. Meanwhile, I'm the one who is supposed to address that problem. So to me, they should be careful, because Cameroonians are literate. I believe that that's a good thing that this regime has done for us. Permitted a handful of us to be, at least we can write, we can read, we can do critical thinking. So they should be very careful when they are decrying all of this, because we are looking at it from a different standpoint, in the standpoint of manipulation, and trying to see that it's campaign period, but we should not look at symptoms. And even if they are decrying, I believe that they are decrying on symptoms. In risk analysis, we have what we call the incident. The incident presents a hazard. The incident here is bad roads. What is a hazard? Accident may occur. And what's the probability of accident occurring? We can depict that based on the number of accidents that have been occurring on the road before. And now, if we have to address this problem, we use the root cause analysis. Now, what is the contributing factor to all of this? And I believe that they in power, they should have experts who can conduct root cause analysis, because what they are decrying now is symptom. A minister come and say, oh, the road is bad, oh, the road is bad, oh, the road is bad. It's childish to me. It's childish. They are not even the ones to be saying that. I believe that the right people that are to be saying that are the technicians who have done the studies, and they understand clearly what needs to be done, and they are the ones that need to be talking. That the road is bad. This is why the road. If I ask the minister now, why is the road bad? He will not tell me anything. He just made a bad road, because he has conducted no studies to see, and if those studies have not been conducted to understand whether the nature of the road, that road has been tarred before, is as a result of poor maintenance of that road, or result of the vehicle supplying the road, or result of all those contributing factors needs to be evaluated, or is it the nature of the soil, like the case in Douala, the Douala trench of road that connected Bonaberi right down to Bekoko was completed, I think, in 2016.
And the road has not been handed there.
2016, I'd say, let me say completed by what? But you discover that when you go to Carrefour Music if you pass around the area, they tell you that that road will start, you refuse. Everything is scattered.
So you know that that road has not been officially handed.
Of course, because what was depicted in the plan, from what I hear, allegedly, what was depicted in the plan and what was realized are not the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so I believe that they should be very careful. And also, it's a good thing I heard rice was distributed to the denizens in Buea by the PM. It's a good gesture, but please, Mr. Prime Minister Chief Joseph John Gute, our father, it is not enough. I think that if we restructure our agricultural system and make it more productive, we will feed healthy, we will feed bio, and all Cameroonians will have food. So it's not enough to just give rice. Let experts get to work, and let's restructure the agricultural system. Let's prioritize products that will permit Cameroonians to live healthy. Thank you.
Of course, Brandon, this is not the first time that the Prime Minister is going to the Northwest and Southwest region. When he was appointed Prime Minister, he went to the Northwest and Southwest region for what we called the Meet the People Store, because we had to discuss with the people to see how they can organize an effective dialogue. He experienced that same route. And now Senator Mbelamuki Charles actually raised the concern of the people of the Southwest region, where he actually indexed the road. After Senator Mbelamuki, you are now the Delegate General of National Security, and now we are having the Prime Minister, head of government, still talking about that same road. And also we had Minister Paula Tanganji in the north. And not to talk of the one in Bamenda, not to talk of Bamenda like Padia Tanga talked about, the fact that when you enter Bamenda town itself, it is a nightmare. Not to talk about the main road in the divisional route in Bamenda. At this time, is it fair to say that these persons are actually trying to wash their hands off the worries of the problem, to say, oh, blame this one, don't blame me?
Javis, first of all, I want to say, as a youth from the Southwest, I am very, very disappointed with the Prime Minister on his outing that he is very concerned. Oh, the roads in the Southwest are very deplorable. I'm very, very disappointed if the Prime Minister actually said that, because we should also understand that the Prime Minister was born in the Southwest. He grew, schooled in the Southwest, particularly in Kumba. And you can imagine the road issues in the Southwest. It is not a matter of yesterday or day before yesterday. It is a matter of years. The Southwest region has been suffering road issues for years. So the Southwest, the Prime Minister is very, very much aware, as he is aware of that his name is John Gute, that the roads in the Southwest are very, very deplorable. So if he is coming today in Buea to tell the people of Southwest that he is very concerned about the road networks in Southwest, that is very disappointing, and I distance myself from those who welcome him, because these are situations that the people of Southwest would have boycotted his visit to the Southwest to Buea, to make him understand that we are kind. You know, when Mr. John Gute was appointed Prime Minister, some of us were happy that maybe because we have one of our own in the government of Mr. Biya at a position that matters most, maybe we are going to see a little bit of amelioration and changes in our road networks and so on and so forth. But today, if the Prime Minister is coming to still cry, you know, Mbelamuki, senator of the CPDM, cried about the road. Matem Bangangele cried about the road. Paul Atanganyi is crying about road. Even the Prime Minister is. So who is responsible of the road network? Is it just Nganu Jumesi, or there is something that they are not telling us? This is a question Cameroonians needs to be asking themselves. Who is responsible? If the Prime Minister himself is crying about the road network, so who is responsible? Who is supposed to take charge, or who is supposed to make the roads? Because you cannot imagine that the head of government is crying to the common man, is crying to the population that the roads are bad. So is it the duty of the population, or is it the duty of the government that he is heading to fix the roads in the Southwest region?
Within the city, roads also are not good. Is it also the Minister of Urban Development and Town Planning?
And you know the system in which they are and the way they are making things. It is impossible for even a municipal council or for even a city council to construct a 1 meter stretch of road. You have to sign papers. You have to travel from Buea to Yaoundé. You have to travel more than 10 times. You have to go from office to office before you have a little stretch of road being approved to to be touched. So then you have the Prime Minister coming, who is our son, who is our father, and we were hoping that no, him being at the head of government, we are going to have a little ambitious, still coming to us, telling us and crying with us, or crying for us, or crying to us, or whatsoever he is doing that they go about. It is very unheard of, and I'm saying that I am very, very disappointed with the Prime Minister for that outing that he is crying about the road networks in the Southwest region. Southwest region is the harbinger of CDC. We have PAMO, the highest region that produces cocoa in Cameroon, Southwest region. We have timber. We have a little bit of coffee. So we have Southwest is let me say the agricultural backbone of Cameroon. Then you have this very deplorable situation. You have this very deplorable. We don't have a seaport. We don't have airport. The only means of transportation that we have from Southwest, producing our crops and whatsoever we produce in the Southwest, to export it out of the country or in the urban towns, it is only road. And you have a very deplorable condition of road that we have toll gates that they are taking money every day. I travel from Limbe to Douala. If you see the situation of the road, Javis, if you see the situation of the road, it means you have to make a zigzag movement, maybe just to dodge the potholes. You have to go left, go right, go left, go right. There is no coherent movement because of the danger, because of the deplorable situation of the road. Then you have the Prime Minister coming after how many years of being the head of government, coming to tell you that the road situation, the road network is not bad. So who is supposed to fix the road? Who is supposed to be held accountable for the road?
This 2025, maybe Papa will give an order.
I will not necessarily want to say that, even though all factors being constant, I will not that it is because of election, but I will also want to say there is something that these ministers, there is something that these people in the government are not telling us. Because you can say, oh, it is Atanganji, he is just an ordinary minister. It is Matema Banangeli, he is just a normal police boss. But if you have the Prime Minister, head of government, also crying the same cry of subordinate ministers, then who is responsible? Who is supposed to take action? Who are Cameroonians, who are the Southwesterners supposed to look upon for the road situation? Because this is what the Prime Minister is telling you, that he is handicapped. That is the meaning of what he is saying, that he has no responsibility or he has no say when it comes to the fixing of the road in the Southwest region. Because you cannot be the head of government and you come to the local population who have been suffering road issue from since you were born, and you come to tell them that, or you come to remind them that the roads are very bad. It shows that there is nothing you can do.
He said they will look into the situation. Huh?
For how many years? Okay, the matter is looking into the situation.
Papa will give order, they will look into it.
So there is something that they are not telling us. There is somebody who is in charge of this road that they are not telling us that we should go to happen. So they should tell us that this is the person who is in charge of this road, so we can hold that person accountable. Because we were hoping on him and we have realized that he cannot deliver the goal. Even as the Prime Minister, even as our father of the Southwest region, he cannot deliver.
Okay.
Look at the Ekono Titi Kumba Mbonge road for how many years today, and they are bounding it on the security crisis. But that road, we have been suffering that road for years, since before I was born. That road was bad. Until the road had a border that you have to do a two-way movement. You come and drop in a certain position, you cross and you take a different car or a different bike to go to Mbonge or to go to Ekono Titi.
Okay.
So let them tell us who is going to fix that.
We'll come back to you. We'll come back to you. Greetings to you all in the studio. Blessing. I'm Arabi Song from Buea-Douala. From Bakebe to government primary school, Bacho Akebe is a hell. I have the video. The transport fare from Manfe to Boya is 12,000 francs. This other one says, good afternoon to you all in the studio. The road sector in this country has over the years suffered a serious neglect. Lack of maintenance has become a norm, but every year colossal amount of money is allocated to the Ministry of Public Works and Ministry of Public Contracts, but yet no significant changes are taking place on the ground. So who is fooling who? Message from Mete Obentako Augustine in Manfe. This other one says, good afternoon, Javis and your panelists. I wonder how the Prime Minister will be happy to see the son of the soil is back home and can't move freely because of insecurity. How can he be talking about presidential plan for reconstruction when there is no ceasefire? They live under the illusion of normalcy in Northwest and Southwest. I think the ceasefire is the first thing. The reconstruction can follow. Emi writing from Yaoundé. Let us move to the second topic of this Paddy Asanga. Let us look at the issue of opposition on this issue. Maybe Semutaga, you have talked about the issue of these roads, right? Maybe yes. Let's move to the second topic. The second topic that we are looking about today is based on the issue of opposition. We are looking at the issue of opposition on the offensive abroad, but can they succeed without a coalition? Can they succeed without a coalition? Let me begin with you. Your party chairman or the flag bearer is in Paris. Opposition members have started moving abroad. Akaremu now will also move abroad. Others will also move abroad. Are they on the offensive? Can this pull the magic?
Mr. Tah Mai Javis, I've been in the field, on the ground for a very long time, trying to really find out from the people what exactly they want from political actors and even those of the civil society that claim they are fighting for their interests. And most of those whom I meet in the streets and even in the byroads will always sigh with regards to the fact that some of the opposition political leaders, you always see them only on the eve of elections. They are never there. Maybe even on TV platforms or closer to them to get their plights and table them to the appropriate quarters. Now, coming to the issue of coalition with regard to the 2025 presidential elections, I would say there are practically 8 forms of coalition. For those of us who are versed with political science, the very first form of coalition is what they call electoral coalition. What is electoral coalition? Electoral coalition is a coalition that is formed after the elections have been run by a group of political parties to ensure that the fight for the declaration of the results as they come out from the polls, or to contest electoral malpractices. That is an electoral coalition. Now, you have ideological coalition. Ideological coalition exists between political parties that come together for a common program, which they work on it, and then they now try to see how they can federate. You have now the Grand Coalition. The Grand Coalition is a coalition that is made of political parties of the opposition, the major political parties of the opposition, because they have a vision not based on ideologies, not based on their program, just because the situation so warrants, they want to form it and motorize their efforts, maybe material and human resources, in order to pull out the system in place. And then you have the opposition, they have the coalition of the minority, where you have the small political parties which do not really matter on the macro level. That's the national scene. They come together so as to gain a certain visibility. And then you have issue-based coalition. The issue-based coalition will now depend on a particular context, like that which we have at this particular level. We want an issue, a case-based or issue-based coalition. Now, Cameroonians, by and large, they have in mind, because this issue of coalition, don't forget, it is not even being fanfared by the opposition itself. It is the ruling CPDM in place, the party in place, that has been advocating it, that without a coalition, the opposition cannot unseat them. Listen to what I'm saying. That's the gospel truth. Now, why do they sell such idea out there? They sell that idea outside there so as to instill in the people that sense of irresponsibility, the sense of irresponsibility, by telling them that you cannot in any way effect change among any of these political parties if they cannot come together. It's better you stay in your house, don't even go to register, don't even go to vote, because they are voting for a coalition long before even the candidates have been endorsed. Because we are still talking of the
Are you saying because you said the issue of coalition is being truncated by the CPDM party,
that's the gospel truth,
which may make people to believe that? Are you saying that the good number of people who have been calling for a coalition in Cameroon are all members of CPDM?
I have not said. I said they are the ones that have instilled in them, injected in them such ideology.
So the people don't have a mindset of their own?
They have a mindset, but there is a timing. That's what you see in the Bible. When Jesus was healing people and going, there was a time he told them, don't say this at this particular time, because there's a timing. I said that the so-called coalition that is highly fanfared at this particular juncture is as a result of the pressure from the surrogates and demagogues of the regime in place. They are telling the people, don't go to register, because if these people are not willing to have a coalition, I just explained the different types of coalition, so you should understand when and
I do, but
yes,
now we are not. We don't have all the time in the world.
So let me just round up.
Yes, round up.
So like I was saying, they are the ones who are spearheading for that. Whereas the opposition on itself knows exactly when it is appropriate to do that coalition. And then when you come to the CRM, that is my political party, you will bear in mind that the CRM has been doing a good job at its level, using all the necessary intelligence which it procures or it retains to have coalitions with the civil society, to have coalition with the diaspora. If you look at what happened in the diaspora, it's a very big coalition, because everybody that is living in this country, Cameroon, has at least a brother, a sister, an uncle that is in the diaspora, and they speak to those who are back home.
Your candidate made a statement that if elected, he will be in the northwest and southwest region. But for 8 years, he has not been to the northwest and southwest region. Should we wait until he's elected before he comes to the north and southwest region?
You said my candidate made a statement that if he's elected, he will be in the northwest and southwest region.
That would be first.
The question is, it is not just visiting the northwest and southwest region that matters. What are you visiting the two regions to offer them? It is the content of the package you are taking to the people that matters. So every Tom and Dick can go to the northwest even overnight.
So if I get your opinion
and sleep in one hotel,
so if I get your opinion,
enjoy sip palm wine and come back.
So if I get your opinion, him visiting the northwest and southwest region now without being the president of Cameroon means that he doesn't have what it takes to offer to the people. He will only have it after he has been given the mandate.
Let me tell you something.
No, I say yes or no before you continue.
No rhetorical questions are for babies. You know.
No, it's not an issue of babies.
Yes or no.
It's not an issue of baby. I'm basing on your analysis.
It's difficult for a politician to just answer yes or no.
No, you expatiate.
Mr. They cannot be yes and no for a political scientist like me.
Round up.
Like I said it, Professor Maurice Kamto was in Bamenda in 2016. He was in the southwest region in 2018.
Where?
In Limbe. He was in Limbe. I was with him in Limbe. The archives are there. He was in Limbe. You shouldn't be laughing because you are a journalist.
I'll fact check because
and even you have something to bet, you bet for.
It's not an issue of betting. I say I'll fact check.
So you fact check. I see he was there. I said the issue is, it's not people visiting you that matters. I was in the northwest region and southwest region. I think I'm a special advisor to Professor Kamto. I was a special envoy sent there with a package which I gave them, talking to them about registration on the electoral list, giving them exactly what Professor Maurice Kamto has in mind for them. Now, if you look at other political parties, even the ruling CPDM, you see Prime Minister is there with a package, but the package and other persons, you see it is that of propaganda and some lies. So it is not just only visiting the people. I said it's the content. He said he will visit them in 2025 after the election, because as the President of the Republic, he is at the helm of the Supreme Magistracy. The institutions are answerable to him. He knows exactly what he can do in order to bring all the actors of the Anglophone crisis on deck so as to dialogue with them for a lasting solution. He said he's going to give them the message of peace.
Okay. Padi Asanga, member of the Social Democratic Front. Opposition parties are now in an offensive abroad But would they succeed without a coalition?
There is this notion that the opposition should rally themselves together. Are we rallying ideologically, or we are just rallying because we want somebody, want to remove Patrice and put Patrick? We should evacuate that question. Now, when you say you are in the opposition party and you say you want to visit the people of the Northwest and Southwest regions, and you are moving with people who are actually the cause that Anglophone children have picked up guns today, because they were actors who participated in the fraud that took place in 19. Do you imagine that if Frundi took power as it was due, our children would be dying? That's why when you ask the question, he was very uncomfortable, because that his leader cannot go to the Northwest and Southwest with Abel Zonga. We are waiting for him. He will come and explain to us. My brothers and sisters are dying because he was an actor. And you people come and sit here and you begin to ask questions left, right, center. It's not going to happen. That's why he cannot go there.
No, he's not talking about the actor and Anglophone crisis. No. Let's not take this. No. You have taken him out of context. You have taken you have taken him. No. You are the one saying that now. No. Mutaga, Mr. Say Mutaga. Say Mutaga. You are the one saying that. Excuse me, Paddy.
When you are done,
Paddy, excuse me, Paddy.
I will still have my time.
Paddy, excuse me. Semutaga, you are the one saying this. What he's saying is that his context is, if Fundi had taken power, the crisis in the Northwest and Southwest region would not have generated, which means that he's paying his allusion but to the presidential election of 1992. Not the Anglophone crisis.
What are you talking
that was what he said. No, layman, no. I am clarifying your opinion about you alleging. That he said
is part of those who have been at the genesis of the crisis.
Yes,
in what way?
but his position is based on the 1992 election. No, layman. When you were speaking, you did not interrupt. Layman.
Mutaga, you are a brother, and I think that you are a victim.
A victim?
Yes. You are a
victor and not a victim.
You are a victim.
A victor.
You are a victim who is trapped in a certain drag net.
No.
That you can't come out of it and say the truth.
Can you
that on the sister channel, Abel Zongang sat and was bragging when we were crying that we have lost a monument. Was bragging. Je pense que j'étais même l'instigateur. On y pose la question. And you come here and you want to say, Fundi should Fundi have worked on my corpse to go and take power in Tudi? Why did your leader not work on corpses on when he claimed that he had won elections? Whom are you fooling? Whom are you people fooling in this country?
Paddy, those who died in Pamenda.
No, Paddy, can you land, please?
So I am saying yes. This is what I'm saying.
Can you land?
You have resigned from politics because these people died in Pamenda when they were launching multi-partism.
Can you land?
I am saying this.
Yes, land.
We are a central left political party, and there is no way that we are going to coalesce with a far right, which is ready to destroy everything. Those are far rightists. They want to bring in this Ouattara syndrome. What happened in Côte d'Ivoire?
You were the one who
So
for riot.
I am they should not pay that thing.
No, he did not. He's not called for riots. No.
You refuse to pay the talk.
No. Paddy did not pay the. Let's get this context straight. Paddy did not talk about riot. There's a difference between there's a difference between riot and protest. No, there's a difference between riot. No. Paddy did not. You are the one using words from Paddy
because he has some.
And I was clear by asking Paddy about that. Paddy, can you land, please? We are talking about the fact that can we succeed with the abroad offensive without coalition?
No, we can succeed. When we went for the 1992 election, do you know that all the opposition were not with us?
Yes, of course.
So that's.
But at least there was a coalition.
No, there was an agreement. There was a union for change.
Yeah, which was a coalition.
Yes, and this union for change had ideological rapprochement. It's not like the parties. You take a socialist and you go and be coalescing with the fathers. How will you work together when you take power? It's impossible. So it is not coalition for the sake of coalition, but there should be, if let's say together, we want to federate this country and we want a federal system. The parties that believe in federation will come together. Parties that are closer to CPDM, they can go and join CPDM, or they just go to France, tell Macron that remove Patrick and then you move Patrice, and then they continue in that their system. But we, the fundamentalists, those who have the genes of one Cameroon, like l'UPC, l'UDC, l'UMS, those federal party, we are not going to work with far rightists. That's it. It's very clear. So far right parties coalesce, and if you win, we accept. Far left, central left party, we coalesce and we do our thing. That's how you do it. There is that configuration. So all those far right parties who are paying allegiance to France, running to France every day, and so you see somebody who's a federalist, and tomorrow he becomes a transhuman, political transhumanism. He's moving with somebody who's a far left. Ask him where the error is. Opportunist, political prostitution. That's why don't come and spoil the media space and say, please just should collide. Collide who? On what base? On what grounds? What are the terms?
Now, my question is,
the people who want a transition would ally themselves under that objective for transition. But you get some people, you have some people who come and tell you that we want change.
Now, my question to you is the SDF working on this coalition with people, with the parties that share their ideology?
Of course, that's why you see us on the field. Of course, and everybody should have to demonstrate his capacity. You don't just go and because I am called Padi Asanga, I am a federalist watchdog in Germany. I'll call people to come and ally me, or I go and look for people from my village and say pick people from different political parties, and we go and stand in Paris and start clapping that we are we have made a coalition. The coalition is here on the field. The people who will vote, they're here on the field. They're in Bamenda, they're in Mora, they're in all those people who are making noise out there. Come to the field and let's go and do the footwork that we have been doing for all the 2 months that we are here. So we were not going to allow people take us for granted anymore. Especially people who participated and modified the constitution in 2008 with the blood of Cameroonians here in Douala. They were there. They went and signed a motion of support at Maison de Parti de Bafoussam. We are not going to accept those type of people within our ranks. We better stay us in the opposition forever.
People change now.
Politics, Nanjangi.
People change.
You crash my back, I crash your own. If you wound me tomorrow, expect them. Mark wound me the next day. The principle of reciprocity. It is there. Those who attack Grasdecker in Paris, do you know what Grasdecker is doing for us here? We had to go and buy mattresses and give them. People who have come from the Northwest. Grasdecker goes to France. Some hoodlums attack her because their candidate is protected by Dupont Moriti, Cabinelias, Robert Amsterdam, and
but people forgive now. Let us learn to
No. You forgive somebody who wants to be forgiven. You don't forgive recidivists.
Bygone be bygone.
There's nothing like bygone be bygone in politics.
Brandon, let me come to former moving engineer. Offensive. Some opposition are the offensive abroad. But how does that translate with that coalition?
Javis, first of all, you want to understand that elections are conducted in Cameroon. There are more Cameroonians in Cameroon than all the countries in Europe put together. And within a time when elections or campaign have not been launched, and we are yet to know those who are eligible for campaigns or not. We have already political parties who are already going to Europe to go and rally funds. So it speaks a lot. It tells you a lot. And you should also understand that within the landscape or the political landscape of Cameroon, Europe is a financial basket. Europe is not a militant-based basket. When you see a politician going to Europe, no, he is going to seek for finance. To a greater extent, I didn't say he is not going to seek for maybe voters, but to a greater extent, he is going to seek for finance. So if you have politicians already at this very early stage going to Europe, so you understand that they are going to seek for finance, so you can, Cameroonians should are educated enough already to understand the mechanisms. Now, also, when we are talking about political coalition, this is a very massive call from Cameroonians that parties should coalesce, and you should understand as a political or as a journalist that when Cameroonians are talking about coalition, they are talking about the MRC and the C and the SDF when they are talking about opposition parties. Notwithstanding other major opposition parties, but the main cry of Cameroonians is that the CRM and the SDF should coalesce, and it is from a standpoint or from a standpoint of lack of political education that most Cameroonians are calling for this coalition, because they are certain reasons that you hardly it is a near impossibility to have the CRM and the SDF to coalesce. Reasons being that difference in their political ideologies. The SDF is a central left and the CRM is a far right. These are two.
But that's not what the CRM have said, that they are far right. You are the one identifying.
From their political stance, the SDF is a socialist, is a member of the Socialist International, and the CRM is a member of whatsoever with the CPDA and the rest. So these are different political ideologies conflicting.
So CPDA and the rest, are they?
No, I mean Socialist International. The SDF is a member of the Socialist International. The CRM, the CPDM, and other political parties, they are member of their own international organization.
Okay. I get the point.
So another reason is that internal interference. You do not. I am talking this on educating Cameroonians on why they should not expect or they should not hang on political coalition to be the main goal. You know, even if there is going to be a political coalition, you do not expect to hear that maybe the SF and CRM are coalescing now. We should expect it maybe at the end of maybe towards the end of the electoral period, because if there is a political coalition that is being declared now, you know that there are external forces that are going to intervene, maybe to manipulate. So Cameroonians should understand.
I don't know.
I am saying what Cameroonians should understand that you should not expect a political coalition at this very early stage. If there is going to be a coalition, it is the stage of it is a time for groundwork, and you don't expect to hear the SDF saying that we are going to coalesce with the CRM, or the CRM saying that we are going to coalesce with the SDF, for reason being that if there is any coalition declaration now, there are external forces that are going to intervene, maybe to tamper with the coalition. That is one reason. Another reason is that Cameroon, before coming to reunification, we had the gentleman's agreement in Pumban, and one of it was that there is a time within a period the French Cameroonians are going to rule, and within a period the Anglophone Cameroonians are going to rule. And because this gentleman agreement was tampered with, that is why you have the crisis in the Northwest and Southwest. And to resolve this crisis, we need an Anglophone president who maybe Cameroonians or Anglophones are going to be satisfied to a certain extent that no, our border also is at the helm. And this is the stand of the SDF, which is opposing to other opposition parties. And that is why maybe you will likely not have a coalition because of this stand. Because the SDF believes, and the SDF stands for Federation, and the SDF believes that it is time for an Anglophone to be president in Cameroon, maybe to also get the sentiment of Anglophones who are going to be relieved that, okay, the gentleman agreement that we had in Fumban has come to fulfillment. So maybe there is going to be a resolve in the crisis, and the SDF putting herself in the position of resolving the Anglophone crisis, hold this as a very pertinent value for coalition. Maybe if you don't have a coalition, it is also for this reason. Another one is that maybe you have political leverage. Coalition depends on political leverage. What are you bringing on the table? You cannot. What is your military number? What is your financial capacity? What is your popularity? That depends also for coalition. Maybe you cannot have somebody that has no influence in the Southwest. You have very little influence in the West region, and you come to somebody that has majority influence in the Southwest, majority influence in the Littoral, majority influence in the Central region, and you say, I am going to be the president, you are going to be the prime minister, and you are coming with an imposition for a coalition. And Javis, let me land.
We're out of time, so I'll get to engineer.
Let me land. And also, politically, you understand that there cannot be a coalition because of transition. The SDF believe on the transitional government, and there are also other political parties that believe on the permanent government, that it is me who is going to be the president. The SDF believes that maybe if we are opportune to have the government, we are going to have a transitional government who is going to work for some time to build the landscape on a level-headedness before we have maybe a new government before we have election to re-elect or to re-invoke
Okay.
the system. So this all put together, Cameroonians should understand that when you are demanding for a coalition of political parties, you should demand from an educational standpoint, not that because you want to see the exam collide with the CRM. It doesn't work.
Okay, thank you.
There are mechanisms to be put in place before you have coalition.
Thank you, Brando. Happy Sunday to you, Mr. Javis, and the entire panelists of great minds with very interesting topic. Keep the good work. I am Edin Veyoff, watching with my wife, Shu Grace, from Halifax, Canada. Okay, Madam Shu, and of course yourself. Happy Sunday to you too, watching from Canada. This one says, good afternoon to you guys. Please, I am a political. Please, if political parties are talking, let SDF. Okay. Mark Egwe. Thank you. No insult, please. This one says the only way opposition parties can succeed in Cameroon is to be as one politician in Cameroon and keep us at their pockets. I am enjoying the debate. I'm still okay. Engineer Dixon, you are a civil society. When you listen to what Brandon is saying, that for ideological reasons and also political influence, that there's no reason why some major parties can come together, and Padi Asanga has made it very clear that there's no way. Now, but when parties go in an offensive out of Cameroon, whereas most of the foot soldiers are in Cameroon, what does that tell you with that coalition?
I think my fellow co-panelist, my friend, Monsieur Padi Asanga, hit the nail. Coalition is not going to be easy because what the different parties stand for differ a little bit. I think I followed Barrister Kremona. He's one of those who say he's coming to do 5 years. And after 5 years, he has to reorganize everything, bring in proper decentralization, resolve the Anglophone crisis, and then transfer to the next government. Yeah. Now all of them are making promises. SDF say, oh, they will stand for federation. MRC say they are coming in, and all of that. So that division in ideology will make it a little bit difficult for proper coalition to happen. Talking about hitting the diaspora now on an offensive, it's not a bad thing if they are going to solicit for funds from the diaspora. But I think the biggest mistake the opposition is making, and which they should not repeat, even if you lost in an election year comes and pass, you have lost, it doesn't mean that you halt your activities. You are a registered organization recognized nationally and internationally as a political organization. An election doesn't mean an end to your activity. That, I think, that is the biggest mistake. And a activity does not necessarily mean campaign. We should differentiate. Because I talked with a presidential candidate last time here, and he was saying, oh, the constitution does not permit them, the electoral code, sorry, does not permit presidential candidates to do campaign. They can do campaign only 16 days to election. Yeah, there are other activities that you can do, because to sell an ideology, it takes a lot. And what you are trying to do is to sell an ideology. So coalition or no coalition, Cameroonians want to see a candidate that will connect to their plight. Cameroon now stands as one of the highest taxed country in Central and West Africa. Highest, and very low in production. Our GDP is very low compared to our neighbors. Even Gabon has a higher GDP than Cameroon. GDP means gross domestic product. So I think that speaking as a common man, we want to see candidates that understand the dynamics. And if somebody is coming new, we are not going to say, okay, come in because we have overstayed with the CPDM. That is not the logic. We want to understand that, okay, if this guy is going to replace this system, does he have mastery of understanding on how the international landscape works, on how the national economic development is going to thrive, on how the national security is going to, protection of trade, signing of international trade deals. These are things I want candidates to be saying. And they should demonstrate mastery for people to know that, no, this man has what it takes to sit there. But when all they are doing is soliciting for vote, moving up and down, trying to convince people in Jange House, moving to churches, and even some becoming pastors, quoting Bible, that does not make you president. You don't have the qualities. So you must demonstrate mastery. To handle a government, you are dealing with a multifaceted machine, which without mastery, you instead take us 50, 100 years backward. Maybe when CBTM help us, you will be worse. So I think that the candidates that are coming in should be more explicit. For now, we are still watching them. I cannot say anything about any political party.
Thank you very much, the son of Miami, Dixon. Thank you very much. Of course, happy Sunday to you. Papa J in DC, the United States of America. Happy Sunday to you, Mr. Nyam Robert, and your wife, Joanne. Happy Sunday to you. Thank you very much for coming, Dixon.
Thank you, Mr. Javis, and permit me say happy Sunday to our chief, His Royal Highness Hobsona Ibai of the CDC Board of Governors as the chairman.
Brandon, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me, Javis. Permit me say greetings to my people of Ikomelongo. Permit me say thank you to Badia Sanga and to my co-panelists.
Thank you very much, Sebutaga.
Thank you, Mr. Tah Mai Javis. We want to thank God Almighty who permitted us to round up with this program, and equally to thank him for the success of the mega meeting that was organized in France by Professor Maurice Kamto.
Thank you very much, Paddy.
I want to salute the people of Baba too, who are taking care and cleaning the graves of our forefathers and the founding fathers of the SDF. I also want to say hello, 2-0 Dambou, tenez bon, je suis sur le terrain, j'arrive bientôt. And I also want to say to all Cameroonians, thank you, let's keep the flame burning and make sure that we register massively to go and kick out this system come October with an Anglophone president at the helm of this country, so that justice shall be done to the Anglophone. The first president, Francophone, second president, Francophone, and they want to keep it in that Francophile system, talking about Paris, New York,
thank you, Paddy.
It's over.
Thank you. Of course, this program will rebroadcast on today, 10:30 p.m. 10:30 live rebroadcast. It will be on our YouTube channel, BT Media Group, or My Media Prime Television. I leave you with this: no matter the matter, what matters is still matter. And what should matter this day is that you should go get yourself registered, because elections will soon be on your footstep or your doorstep, and the voting registration will soon end. Hopefully, it should not end when you have not registered. I have personally taken a resolution that if you don't have a voter's card as of next week, if you don't ask for help from me, because without that, we cannot actually have change. Choose any political party of your choice, but you can have a voter's card. Without that, I will not give you any of my assistance. My name is Tah Mai Javis, Commercial Capital Douala. Until we meet again, stay out of trouble. Bye-bye.